Hello everyone, I'm Conquering History Games and welcome back to Kaiserreich Minor Monday number 23, Who Were the Warlords? And so this is going to cover some of the warlords of the northern clique, some of the northern cliques in China. Now, the warlord situation was constantly shifting in China. Here's a couple of maps from our own timeline showing in just a 10-year period, 1919, 1923, 1927, and 1929, how rapidly things could change in the area. So, for example, you have the Anhui clique over here with Jap support, gets pushed down into just the Fengtian clique just 4 years later. And then, like, the KMT is very small here, but then it's taking up a lot of southeast China and even central China here. Oh no, that's actually the Guominjiang. But you see what I'm saying? How rapidly things can change, even in just a couple of years. Look at the Zili clique, which becomes nationalist China from 1927 to 1929. So rapid changes could easily be happening. Now, what you got to know about the warlords is that they were varied and drew power in many ways. This ranged from commerce guilds, political societies, bankers, taxes, often illegal operations such as opium. And so you have to think about the warlord era as more of a war between individuals and then instead of a war between governments. Their political structure was very malleable. So, we're going to start here with Yuan Shikai. He served under the Qing as a governor and a minister. He was actually governor of Shandong. He was briefly president of the Republic of China, as well as briefly declared himself emperor in an attempt to bring monarchy back to ruling China in the Empire of China. A very creative name he came up with. And his direct subordinate was this man, Yuan Qirui, who, this is a great picture of him, by the way, very high definition. So this was his direct subordinate, and he was one of the founders of the Anhui clique, or at least I should say a former member of it, and a founding member of it, and he gathered many former Qing officials to it. So because of that, them being in the bureaucracy, the Anhui clique had an air of legitimacy around it. Now, Yuan here was a puppet master. He actually was the one chosen to succeed Yuan as president of China, but he rejected it and instead put forward the weakest candidate that he could find so that he would be able to manipulate them. And in the same way, he had very little direct control over armies, but through his political connections, he was able to, direct these armies. So he deliberately kept himself out of a prominent position, but just so that he could manipulate things from behind the scenes while minimizing his own risk. Over here, let's talk about the Zili clique, founded by Feng Guozhang Juan. This is not the picture that's in the progress report. I just think it's a much better picture. No offense to Flame Fang. Now, the Zili clique was much less political, but it was stronger militarily. There were a lot of officers that made up it. A lot of them had worked together previously, attended academies together, been each other's subordinates, and such. Now, in this clique, the concept of seniority was preferred over a meritocracy. Now, this was a double-edged sword because it created a cohesion initially within the clique. However, there were long-term problems when senior officials would die, and then this vacuum gets created that there are no more popular figures able to fill. This is kind of a cool picture. Wait, no, there it is. Where is it? Oh, I didn't get that picture, but there was a picture of Feng and Duan together, but I guess it didn't. This was the original picture. So this is the picture that's in the report. This is the picture I'm using. All right, now moving north, let's talk about the Fengtian clique. The Fengtian clique under Zhang Zhulin had the benefit of having regional prosperity and isolation because they were up in Manchuria. They also had ties to the Japanese, which were very important, but that's going to be expanded on later, another time. Now, Zhang Julian was interesting because he was not from the bureaucracy or the academies, but he was actually an up-jump bandit who had risen through the ranks. Now, there were two types of bandits like this who would become powerful. There were the ones who were extremely competent, and the ones who were extremely violent. And the ones who were very violent tended to make things harder for the rest of them. But one of the benefits of these up-jump bandits is they tend to have a trusted inner circle that rises with them. Now, Zhang, this picture is with his two sons, by the way. These aren't members of his inner circle. But he depended on regional strength. But this is, yet again, another double-edged sword, because the regional, by emphasizing the Manchurian-ness of his support, and it gives him defensive strength and cohesion when there's a status quo. But it can complicate efforts to expand. So, for example, when he took Beijing, when he moved south, one of his ministers resigned. His chief economic advisor resigned. So there you go. That's just a peek at some of these different cliques. It's just a minor Monday report, much shorter than the previous video. And let's continue checking out what is the top comment. Top comment by Gory_. Talks about Warlords. Doesn't mention the Ma Gang. Disappointing, but still some good stuff. Can't wait to see what y'all are working on next. And there you have it. I'm Conquering History Games. I will see you in the next video where we're going to be going over a progress report again. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and click the bell so you're always notified whenever a new video like this goes up. See you then. Bye.